Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Game of Thrones bonus video for the week. Normally I do it on Sunday, but there's so much Walking Dead stuff and Stephen Amell on SummerSlam, so I'm going to be talking about the Gravedigger, Cleganebowl, all about the Hound today. And real quick reminder, new round of the giveaway starts now. It's a $20 Amazon gift card. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave a comment on this video. There have been rumors that Rory McCann, the actor that plays the Hound, has been sighted in Belfast, but he hasn't been seen on the set or anything like that, so we don't know if he's actually going to be in Season 6, but it's totally possible he could come back. If you remember way back in Season 4, his ending was kind of ambiguous. It's a situation like Stannis is in right now, where it's like, you're pretty sure they're dead, but you're not sure. Most of the theories about what happens to him have been spun out of the books, just because there's so much more material, so many more characters and storylines going on. But even in the books, it's still not confirmed that he's coming back. So when people talk about the Gravedigger and they talk about Cleganebowl, those are two theories that depend on each other, and they depend on the context of the books. But just talking about the Hound coming back on the show, just assuming that you've never read the books before, they did seed a couple clues that the story isn't completely done with him yet. He was mostly invoked by Arya's storyline, just because he spent most of Season 4 with her. So let's just start with the Gravedigger, because that theory kind of spawns all the other theories about the Hound coming back. This is taken from Brienne's storyline in Book 4, which has dramatically changed, but the show could do in Season 6, so just potential spoilers for the Quiet Isle and the Gravedigger. So if you remember back in Season 4, Brienne left King's Landing on a mission to find the surviving Stark. She had Oathkeeper, she got a new set of armor, and she got Podrick. She does the same thing in the books, it just happens at a different point in time. But during her journey, she comes upon a place called the Quiet Isle. Now, it's a little island here at the mouth of the Trident, which is basically populated by, what you could consider monks. People who go to atone for their sins. They call them penitent. The people who have taken this vow of servitude typically cover themselves up in wrappings, so you can't make out their faces. They're all relatively anonymous. While they're visiting the Quiet Isle, they meet someone called the Gravedigger. The reason that people think that this mysterious Gravedigger person is the Hound is because the elder brother, who's kind of in charge of that order of penitent, knows way too much about what the Hound has experienced, like the pain that he has experienced in his life, for it to be a coincidence. You have to remember that this is like a very obscure little tiny island. It's not like super famous in Westeros. There's plenty of other centers of worship that you could go to atone for your sins. Brienne also notices that the Gravedigger is bigger than her, the Hound is also bigger than her, and she is already one of the biggest people that she has ever met. There are very few people in Westeros that are bigger than her, the Hound, and the Mountain. The wound that it seems like he has, the one that made him lame, is very similar, like in a very similar place, to a wound that the Hound sustained during Book 3 when he was at the Inn of the Crossroads with Arya Stark. The TV show kind of crossed that encounter over with Brienne's storyline, so like the wound that Brienne gave to the Hound would be the comparable one that the Gravedigger has in the books. Then there's this dog, a hound, you might say, that follows the Gravedigger around, that the Gravedigger is very friendly with. And when the elder brother of the Order is talking to Brienne about the death of the Hound, he speaks in metaphors, as if, say, like the persona of the Hound died, and the person that lived on is someone else. So Sandor Clegane might still be alive, living under a different name. And if that weren't enough, the Hound's horse, Stranger, is also seen on the Quiet Isle. So all signs point to the Hound having slinked to the Quiet Isle to just forget about his life as the Hound. Fuck the king, fuck the mountain, fuck everybody, peace, I'm out of here kind of situation. So even if you guys haven't read the books, that sounds like a lot of evidence that the Hound might still be alive, just living under an assumed name. So that's where we get into Cleganebowl, but let me know, do you think that the Hound is going to come back on the TV show? Do you think that, Jaqen whacking Arya and her lying about missing the Hound is a clue that he might come back? If the show does decide to bring him back, I would expect them to do it in a slightly different way, just adjusting for the storylines that they changed from the books. But there's a lot of other characters that we're hoping might come back, taking on different personas, Jon Snow probably being the biggest one. Like, they come back, but they're not the same person that died. Jon Snow is just the extreme example, in that he literally died. So moving on to Cleganebowl, so now we have to talk about what's going on with Cersei and King's Landing and her trial with the Faith. That was kind of left hanging in the air at the end of the season. She did her penance walk, but she hasn't had her trial yet. She still has to have a trial. She confessed to the High Sparrow, took the walk, but that wasn't like in exchange for the trial. Like, she still has to go on trial for all the bad things that she's done. She believed confessing would just bring about a more favorable outcome during the trial. It really remains to be seen how long they're going to drag this trial situation out in King's Landing across Season 6. It could take the whole season. When we had Tyrion's trial during Season 4, it took place over a number of episodes. But a lot of people are hoping that Cersei chooses Robert Strong, aka, Franken Mountain, as her champion in a trial by combat, thinking that he's unbeatable and she'll be able to walk scot-free from whatever charge they lay on her. There really aren't that many people that we know about in Game of Thrones that could beat the Mountain when he was whole. Now that he is Franken Mountain, he seems almost invincible. So who might come along that have a chance to beat him? Well, the Hound is just one of those few people. So a small portion of the fandom thinking that the penitent Gravedigger, who might be the Mountain, will come back and be the Faith's champion during Cersei's trial. Therefore, you wind up with Clegane versus Clegane. That's Cleganebowl. You guys can decide how you feel about that. I mean, some of the theories do line up, but that's only when you're looking at the context that the book provides. If he comes back on the show, there's really no precedent for Cleganebowl. The show has provided no context for the Mountain wanting to go back to King's Landing to fight his brother. So if the show brings him back, and they do want to do this crazy Cleganebowl theory, which I don't totally buy into, then they'd have to establish motivation for the Hound going back to King's Landing, and right now I see no reason for him to do that. Sure, he hates his brother, but he doesn't care about the rest of the kingdom, and his brother isn't a threat to the rest of the kingdom. He's just Cersei's golem, so as long as his brother, or Franken Mountain, or however you want to think about him, doesn't come and start pushing up on the Hound again, then there's really no reason for him to care. So you guys can let me know, if the Hound does come back on the show, what do you think that he's going to be doing? Will he get tied up in this Sansa plotline, this North Remembers storyline? Do you think that it will have anything remotely to do with what's going on in King's Landing? Really, with everything they've changed so far, I think his best shot is to get tied up with what's going on with Brienne, Sansa, and the North Remembers storyline again. We don't know how long it's going to be before Arya's back in Westeros, so if they're going to tie him to Arya, then he would have to wind up in the East, and that'd be a huge change from the books. So there are a number of different routes they can go if they decide to bring the Hound back. Just in case you guys didn't see it, Fear the Walking Dead premiered last night on AMC. It's the Walking Dead spin-off show. They just announced that it shattered a cable record. It is like one of the most popular cable premieres in history. I think it was like 10 million viewers just in the US. Now, this is for like a series premiere. Just for comparison, just for ratings comparison, in the US, just taking US ratings because they don't measure ratings outside the US, The Walking Dead Season 5, the main show, premiered with like a little over 17 million viewers, but it's had about 5 seasons to build popularity. When it first premiered, it was a fraction of that. It was way less popular than Fear the Walking Dead started off with. Game of Thrones Season 5 started with about 8 million viewers. The problem with that is that HBO's premium cable, so fewer people get the channel. So the people that watch Game of Thrones are every bit as passionate and connected to the show as the people that watch The Walking Dead. It's just that The Walking Dead is way cheaper to watch, so a lot more people get the channel. But if you're on the fence, you should totally watch Fear the Walking Dead. There's 6 episodes in Season 1. I'm going to be doing videos each week for it. I'm doing a weekly giveaway. It's already been confirmed for a 15-episode Season 2 that'll start next year. So you can click here for my episode 1 video from that I posted last night, and you can click here to learn all about the life of the Mad King, King Aerys II. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.